Hello everyone and welcome back to the GH24 News channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Trina brings Kai to the art gallery to get him down from the suckers and boosters, so he thinks. She reveals she actually brought him then as it's her favorite place and shows him her favorite oil. She asks what he thinks. Kai says it looks like signatures and commodity his little kinsman could do. Trina brings Kai to the art gallery to get him down from the suckers and boosters, so he thinks. She reveals she actually brought him then as it's her favorite place and shows him her favorite oil. She asks what he thinks. Kai says it looks like signatures and commodity his little kinsman could do. Trina read his report, which was perceptive. She asks him to give the oil another chance and let it speak to him. He tries and says the oil reminds him of her. Every time he looks at her, he sees commodity new, too. Kai gets a call he has to take and learns he has to get back to the event. At Charlie's, Lucas tells Christina that he loves the changes she's made. The bar is now blue-toned and has a more toned-down sense. She thanks him and just needs to find a bartender before she can open. She asked him to stop by as she set up commodity put away in an office hole. It's an old print of him and Wiley, which she assumes was Julian's. Lucas remembers that Brad took this print. It was a perfect day. Christina has been allowing about Wiley and how confused he must be now. Lucas admits he laid into Willow and presumably shouldn't have, as Willow's had a tough go. Christina would argue Michael has had it tougher. Lucas agrees, but also says Drew is the one he's shocked with the most, and he's tried using Sam's death as a reason for his affair. Christina says she'd have punched him if she heard that. Lucas wanted to, and Ava induced him to take the high road. Lucas says he's sorry about bringing up Ava. Christina knows she's his aunt, and she's trying to move on and accept the court's verdict that nothing was to condemn for her baby's death. She says Charlie's means so much to her as it's helping her move forward. It lets her be herself. Lucas calls it her fresh launch. Their talk turns back to Ava, and Christina asks how he helped him. Lucas explains that Ava pulled him down after he got into it with Willow. They talked about how hard it's to lose a child. Christina assumes Ava is throwing herself into her gallery like she's Charlie's. Lucas drops that he's not sure, and he gets the feeling Ava's having plutocrat troubles. Ultimately, Lucas has to get going. Christina seems intrigued by what Lucas told her. At the sanitarium, Liz tells Lucky that he doesn't have to stick around and that this review is rigorously procedure. It'll just be her, Terry and Portia, and they all want to know what happened to Dex. She promises to call him when she's done. Liz heads into the office and finds the sanitarium council is also there. The council tells her to have a seat, and Liz looks uneasy. The council says she was asked to sit in, given the new information that has come to light. The council has questions for her. Liz isn't saying anything until she knows what has happened, or differently, she's walking out the door. Terry reveals that Dex failed from an overdose of digitalis, just like Sam. The council says they must probe how this happened, and she was on duty the night Dex failed. Liz feels she shouldn't say anything differently without a council present. They tell her this is just an informal review, and the council says there's no reason she can't cooperate unless she has commodity to hide. They ask if she was on duty the night Dex failed. Suddenly, Rick appears and says his customer isn't answering farther questions. Terry and Portia explain that this will be easier if she answers their questions, but Liz listens to Rick and says her counsel is telling her not to say anything further. The sanitarium council asks if she wants justice for her cases. Rick says his customer easily watched about these two individualities. A lemon is dropped as a possible third case has been linked. Sylvie Mullen failed in August of an unforeseen heart attack. They ask Liz, was Sylvie Mullen not your case? Liz says she was a veritably old, sick woman. They say they're having her body disinterred to test for digitalis, and if Liz doesn't answer their questions, they'll be forced to suspend her. Sonny drops by Alexis' office, per her call. Alexis is about to do him a big favor. She asks how effects are going with Ava. Sonny is preparing for an each-out guardianship war. Alexis says it may not come to that. She tells him that Nicholas gave away plutocrat to Ava he wasn't entitled to, and the Cassadine estate has taken it all back. This will seriously hinder her capability to finance a lengthy guardianship battle. Sonny is glad to hear this. Alexis has an ulterior motive in telling him this. She wants him to take Charlie's down from Christina. Alexis says she doesn't want Christina involved in his business. Sonny says Charlie's is legal. Alexis worries that Christina could end up on the FBI's radar, as Charlie's would be the perfect place to censor plutocrat. Sonny says Christina trusts him and he trusts her with Charlie's, so he wouldn't take back that trust. He promises to take her enterprises to heart, and Alexis suppositions that's the stylish she can ask for. It's not as if she can ask him to get out of the mob. Isaiah finds Lucky in the ring at Sonny's spa. Lucky addresses to him about Liz's medical review moment and how upset he is. Isaiah admits no medical review is ordinary and procedural. Lucky fears Liz is being scapegoated for the deaths of Sam and Dex. Isaiah says it's rare, but it does be that two healthy people die of unanticipated situations. He says to trust the process, and Liz is a strong person. He tells Lucky he can leave Port Charles if he still feels the need. Lucky says he can't leave without knowing Liz is okay. Isaiah tells him he doesn't need to go on a grand charge to deliver people, and that includes Liz. The stylish thing he can do is tell Liz that he's there for her when she needs him. Ava drops by Laura's office and tells her she came to talk about her guardianship battle with Sonny, which will be in Precious Bone. Ava is embarrassed and doesn't know who differently to turn to. She says there's a problem with her divorce agreement with Nicholas. Laura knows what's going on and explains Ace has been named the new heir at law, which she's not happy about, and she can't do anything about the plutocrat until he's aged. Ava says that fiscal agreement was promised to her, and she hopes Laura can help her get it back. Laura says she's sorry, but that wouldn't be. Laura believes she's entitled to what she was promised, but there's nothing she can do about the fact that Ace is fated to inherit the entire estate. Laura says if it were over to her, Ace wouldn't get a song of that plutocrat. It ruined Nicholas and Spencer's lives, and it's blood plutocrat. She indeed wanted to give it down, but Laura says Martin told her she couldn't. Ava asks Laura who she needs to talk to, as she'll lose her son without that plutocrat. Ava drops by Alexis' office to talk. Alexis says, from what I heard, you can't go me, also slams the door in Ava's face. Lucky stops by Charlie's with the bartender wanted sign in his hand. Christina asks if he has experience. He didn't bring a capsule, but her father is a good reference. She asks him to make her a drink. Sonny shadowboxes at his spa when suddenly he's mega hit with another pain in his casket. He grabs his casket and goes down. In Prague, Valentine interrupts Charlotte and Lulu's reunion. He asks if Charlotte is enjoying her visit with her mama. She says she's, and thanks him for letting her see her mama. He also says hello to Lulu. Valentine asks for a nanosecond to talk to Lulu intimately, so Charlotte moves a table over. Valentine sits down and says she looks good, and congratulates her on her recovery. Lulu says she feels great, and now Charlotte can come home. Valentine says that wouldn't be, but Lulu doesn't suppose he can offer her a good life while on the run. Lulu says Charlotte needs to be home with her family. He doubts Lulu would pick them over her. She argues that's because Valentine has made himself the center of Charlotte's world, and hiding down from the rest of the world isn't fair to Charlotte. Valentine tells Lulu that she has no relationship with Charlotte, as she's a mama in name only. He's the only parent Charlotte has had for most of her life, and he's not abandoning her. Lulu knows how important he loves Charlotte, and she knows she and Charlotte aren't close. Still, making the stylish decision for their children isn't easy. She fears whoever is chasing him will catch up to him, and Charlotte will be in peril. Valentine says Charlotte is no safer in Port Charles, and realizes she doesn't know that Charlotte was shot. Lulu asks by who? Valentine tells her it was Anna, and it was an accident. He tells her the brief interpretation of the events, and it's why she's safer with him. Lulu says there's still the issue that Charlotte isn't going to academy, doesn't have musketeers, and wouldn't have the occasion fall in love. She again asks what happens when whoever is chasing him finds him. It might not end well for Valentine, and if that happens, Charlotte will condemn herself. Suddenly, Dante walks in, shocking Lulu and Charlotte. Dante tells Charlotte he's then to take her home if she wants to go. Valentine is furious, and thinks Lulu set him up. Valentine tells Charlotte they should go. Dante says it's just him, and Lulu says she didn't know Dante was coming. Valentine says Dante didn't come alone, however, also he likely led someone right to them, if Dante's not with the Bobbies. Outdoors, we see a gun who has a rifle targeted at Valentine. Michael agrees to Sasha's plan, but needs commodity from her in return. Drew asks Willow to come to DC with him. Ava asks Alexis, please give it back to me. Valentine argues with Dante and Lulu over Charlotte. The gun fires their rifle. Sonny remains alone on the ground of the ring. Anna tells someone that Emma is out limits.